long time no see. It's been a while since I did a live stream. Been a long while. Other than the ones in the backyard, I haven't really done much as far as in the studio. But I figured this was a good time to do one because we are partnered. Well, not really partnered, but we were asked to do a drift event for Big Indian for their 3-day event called the Drift Vacation. Most of you locals know about Big Indian Drift Pit, so I don't think I really need to go too far in depth of what they do, other than they do some cool stuff, car shows, drift events, so on and so forth. So, I have a whole bunch of stuff to kind of go over. A couple pages of stuff. Hopefully this will clear up a lot because I know couldn't fit much on the flyer to separate the RC stuff from the actual drift stuff. But I figured I will just go through everything. If you have any questions, therefore they can be answered. But so what they got going on is called the Drift Vacation. It's a 3-day event. I will actually put, let's see here. So we got the Drift Vacation, their 3-day event. What they have going on is going to be completely different. I hope you guys understand how things are going to happen as far as separating the RC stuff with their stuff. Like I said, they're going to have a lot going on. What's going on, Scott? I didn't forget about your stuff. We just have to get together. I don't know if you're coming out Saturday. I know you usually work Saturdays. But if you come out Saturday, let me know and I will bring your stuff. But like I said, I'm creating this video to kind of help put things in perspective as far as how we have to separate the RC stuff from their actual event, because they have a $20 spectator fee. Then they have all their fees for drifting and so on and so forth. So I'm talking to Paul Fox last night. So what we came up with to try to make it easier, if you're coming to watch, you'll probably have a spectator fee. Like I said, that's their fee. Nothing I can do about that because they will have a lot going on. So if you're coming just to watch and hang out, you'll probably be paying a $20 spectator fee, which it's probably not going to be it's probably going to be yes, you will be paying a $20 spectator fee. I'm only asking folks to come out and support not just Reckless RC, but the RC community in doing this, because this may open extra doors for more stuff for the RC community. And that's really all I want to see. We have the rock pile downtown, which is rocking and rolling. And if we can get other events such as this going on, that'd be great. So the more support we could get, the better. So once again, here's some things that me and Paul Fox, as well as most of you guys know him as JP, some of you guys know him as Jonathan Pauly. This is some of the stuff that we discussed. So let me put, sorry if I got to turn back and forth. I'm trying to come up with a way that we both can see what's going on as I'm explaining it. So let's see. What is up, JP? Yeah, Scott, like I said, if you're coming Saturday, let me know and I'll throw your stuff in my vehicle. so therefore I could get it to you. I know it's been a while. What is up, Chris Perry, West New York RC, Jonathan Pauly? I know you're going to help me that day, so I figured instead of writing all this out, JP, I'll have this with me. It's just some stuff that I want to discuss tonight. So if anybody has any questions, boom, come to this video. We can try to get everything cleared up. Chris Perry says, I am planning to come and try to drift to the best of my ability. So glad I just got my first rear-wheel drive drift car. Time for this. Yes. Sorry, I got some weird shorts on. They keep going up my butt. But so obviously this is not a professional thing. I know people are getting into little bickerments of two-wheel drives, all-wheel drives. I'll get into that. Like I said, this is the first actual real-life drift event in, I don't know if that Western New York we should call it, because I know they're out that way. So, but let's just say West New York area. So, like I said, the more people we can get to show up and show support, we may be able to get more drift competitions here. We may be able to work out different things here and there for giveaways and stuff. This is not a big blowout event where there's going to be 5 million prizes given away, so on and so forth. The money that is raised at the gate and at the event doesn't all come to me, doesn't all come to everybody that helps. It pretty much goes to Big Indian, which is fine with me for this event because it shows them that people will come out and support future events. So, like I said, this flyer that's up right now, I know it's a little hard to read, especially considering that, it's smaller on the phones and so on and so forth. But this is their information. I know a lot of people got confused when I put this flyer up. It was basically just to show that there is an RC drift course there. This is basically their pricing for the full-size cars. So if you guys got confused, I apologize. But I just wanted to show that this is actually happening. First time here in Western New York that I know of that something this big is happening. I know there are small drift get-togethers. I know there's some in Ohio. There's some in Florida, some in Colorado. But I think this is the first one that we're actually doing an event for other than a get-together. Once again, there is no prizes. This is just a come out, run, and I'll get into more as I go through this laundry list. So for people that think events are easy, they're not. And a lot of back and forth, especially working with Big Indian for an event like this, because it's a 3-day event. We're only there one day, which would be Saturday the 17th between 10 a.m. and 8 p.m. Doesn't matter what time you get there, because you will have 3 runs. There will be timed runs, but I'll get more into that. So let's get first things first. Thank you to Fields Hobby again for always coming through for an event that we throw. I know he comes through for the Scalers and everybody else supporting the RC community. They're awesome. They donated for raffling once again, sorry for the back and forth, but I'm just trying to, okay, so, yes, this is a 4-wheel drive chassis. So, I will get more into the 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive for people that sit there and say, I thought 4-wheel drives can't drift, blah, 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 blah. I'll get more into that and how we're going to separate the people that have thousands of dollars into their 2-wheel drive chassis and people that have thousands of dollars into their 4-wheel drive chassis. I'll get into that later. But this is the drift car that Fields Hobby has donated to raffle off. I actually had one of these for a while, and I kind of liked it. I mean, obviously, it wasn't as good as some of these newer brands out there, But if you're a beginner and just want to cruise around, this is great. But so you guys can see that. Thanks again to Fields, always coming through and supporting the hobby, no matter what it is. Okay, so let's go back to, I'm just going to post this up. I know a lot of you guys can't see my pretty face right now, so because I'm really, really tiny on the screen. Mike Rice, what is up, buddy? Getting ready for Axial Fest. Was that? That's should be home what? Friday, I think. I can't remember. Too much going on. But anyways, let me get to this list. Start going through some things. Like I said, the RC portion has nothing to do with this flyer that is on the screen. Like I said, this is for the full-size cars. I just got everybody hyped up to show everybody that this is happening, so they can clear their schedules or move things around or get ready to come out and show support. Awesome. Once again, this support is to help grow the community, not grow one particular field or one particular group. This is for all of us. That's the only reason why I'm doing this. Other than that, I have a million things around the house I could be doing. But when an opportunity like this comes along, I like to help everybody out. And so does Jonathan Pauly. He was another one that met up with Paul Fox from the Big Indian. So he was able to meet him when I couldn't. And then we started talking. I started talking to Paul Fox, and this is all how it happened. So I'll leave that on the screen for now. Our portion for the RC stuff. Here's the start. $10 at the gate. When you come to the gate, obviously there's going to be it's going to be weird for parking. I apologize because I have a feeling this is going to be outrageous, especially for a 3-day event. This is the best I could do with working with Paul Fox to try to help us out. So, $10 at the gate. Bring in your RC stuff at the gate. Obviously, you're going to have to park in the parking lot. Nothing I could do about it because there's going to be cars going in and out. As far as drift cars and such, and show cars for the show, camping, so on and so forth. So the best I could do is get everybody in the parking lot. You're going to have to walk or bring a tow rig to tow your vehicles in, such as Axial SCX6, or if you got a F450 in a trailer, bring it. At the gate, you're going to tell them that you are there for the RC drift. You will pay a $10 cover, not a $20 spectator fee. Obviously, if you're just coming to spectate, once again, you will have to pay the spectator fee, which, like I said, we have to show some support and spend a few bucks. It happens. I have to do it. You guys will have to do it. So, obviously, when I come there, I will be paying the $20 spectator fee because I'm not actually running. I'm just going to do it to give them the money to kind of, make everybody happy and to show support. So $10 at the gate, get you your 3 runs. I'll get more into that in a little bit, but tell them you're there for the RC drift. You will pay the $10. You'll get a wristband. Don't know what color. That's up to them to decide, but that will include your 3 runs. Parking is in the parking lot. Like I said, bring your RCs through the gate. You'll get your wristband, pay the $10. If you just want to show off, I don't know how that'll work yet. Probably if you're going to bring a couple cars to show off, I guess, say you're going to drift. You may want to drift one of them. We'll go and figure that out when you guys get to me. So, you're going to have to park in the parking lot, RCs through the gate, pay the $10, get your 3 runs. Extra runs can be purchased at the pavilion where we will be. Obviously, you guys will sign in by me. There will be a track etiquette, kind of a track rules that we will follow. This is not a demolition derby. This is not a smash and grab. This is not anything like that. This is a drift event. Obviously, a real drift car, they don't go and smash into each other. We're going to try to separate thousands of dollars and a few $100. I know a few guys that are coming have thousands to 1500s into their cars and hundreds of dollars into just body parts, bumpers, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to do my best to kind of keep everything segregated, even, make sure you guys have enough time to run and have fun. You won't be running for like 2 minutes or anything like that. Depending on how many drivers we get, I'll figure that out, but I'll get back into that in a minute. So you will be able to purchase extra time or extra runs. I'm going to get your 3 runs first. Any runs after that is just for fun. Your first 2 runs, I'm gonna try to make your first run will be maybe all together or tandem. I'm not sure. I have to figure out who comes and goes, and then I'll do a driver's meeting beforehand. So you will sign in by me or Tom or JP or whoever's helping me that day, because I would really like to do a live stream from there to show off something that we have never really seen in the West New York area, and that is consistent drifting. We have like I said, we have get-togethers, so on and so forth. A few people at the cookout, we did one at the swap meet. We just did it so that people can bring them and have fun. This is just a day of drifting, 10 o'clock to 8 p.m. So we have enough time to make runs worth it. There is power, Paul Fox said, at each pavilion. So if you have to charge batteries, we can do that. I have my van, and I told them that I need to bring that in. I will have power running through the van if we do need to charge batteries. So that should be taken care of. But before we even have you sign in, I will be having you guys read over. Obviously, these will be rewritten and so on and so forth so that you guys can read them. This is what was sent to me. This is what a lot of people go by. So the proper track etiquette, some rules. Obviously, we want to have fun, but we also don't want people to destroy other people's stuff. The drift cars are not like some of the rally cars where people know they're going to get smashed up. These are more, let's say, show quality, because obviously we know you're going to get a little bump here and there, but we don't want people's stuff to get destroyed. So once again, I mean, as that day goes on and I see who signs in and I see the beginners, I'm going to have you write down if you drift before or not. So therefore I can kind of keep track of how people go in with each other. Obviously, if you see a car in front of you slowing down and you're coming full steam, slow down. Don't smash people's stuff, please. So these will be reprinted. I will have it so that you guys can read it over, just so that you guys got an idea that, like I said, this is not a demo derby. I want everybody to have fun, but I also don't want people's nice vehicles getting smashed. So that's why there's going to be a 2-wheel drive and a 4-wheel drive portion, and you will have to fill out a few things when you sign in. But I will help you. I will work with you, and we'll try to make this fun, but yet kind of safe on everybody's vehicles. Probably should just do solo runs if possible. Like I said, Chris Perry, it depends on how many people sign up, how many people come in. I'll have to figure out that day. There will be a third run. It's going to be a freestyle. Basically, that one will probably be your solo run, because the freestyle, you will be bumping your rear bumper and your wing off certain items that I have to still build and set up, before that third run. Yes, Mike. That's what I'm hoping the second run is. After the first run, I see how people drive. Like I said, that's probably going to be the second run is going to be tandems. It's all written down in a notebook. I just have to see how many people we have and what kind of drivers are they, 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, so on and so forth. So that when people fill everything out that day, that will give me more of an idea of what steps to take and how many minutes the runs are going to be. Obviously, when you're coming to pay the $10 and you get the 3 runs, I want you guys to have fun. So that is the track etiquette and the track rules. Like I said, I mean, obviously we're not all professionals. I know things are going to happen. So just try to take it easy. If you see something happening with somebody in front of you or around you or so on and so forth, just try to take it easy. There's going to be some scale items out there. Try not to run them over. I know how some of you guys like to hit that trigger. Slow down, please. Drifting is not rally racing. It's not full steam ahead. It's more of a mindset of your driving ability, not your speed. So we're not here to compete and we're not here to race. We're just here to have fun and show that the community will support more. So, like I said, I will have these rules. These were sent to me by Josh. This one I think was street brakes. This is their more common rules and track etiquette that most people follow. So I would like to carry it forward here. Obviously, if you see competitions for the drifting, you see that these people put time, money into their bodies, into their chassis, into the wheel and tire options, and so on and so forth. So if we can get more of these events happening and people get into a habit of knowing the track etiquette, track rules, this will make things down the road a lot easier. So going forward, let's say that this event is going to be for 1/10 scale, 2-wheel drive, or 4-wheel drive vehicles only. Don't bring your slashes, don't bring your X Maxes and think you're going to run on the course. This is not saying we don't like those vehicles, but this is a real deal RC drift event at an real deal RC drift event. So let's keep it 1/10 scale. Obviously, body sizes are going to change, wheel and tire options. If you have something that doesn't look fully realistic, I'm not going to complain about it. Obviously, we know that, this is real deal. This looks like a realistic car. This looks like a realistic body. If we can, let's try to keep it that way, but I'm not going to be anal about it. Anal. So, no slashes, no X Maxes will be allowed in the drift area. If you want to bring them just to show off and you want to try to run it in the full drift course and talk to somebody and do that, that's perfectly fine. It won't be allowed on our actual RC drift course that Jonathan Pauly, JP, is what I usually call him. I don't know how most of you guys call him, but so he will be setting that up that day. I will be bringing some scale items and some items that we will be bumping on your third run for the freestyle. Like I said, I'm hoping that the freestyle, depending on how many people we will have, I think we'll be fine doing the freestyle one vehicle at a time because we have till 8 p.m. So, once again, 1/10 scale, 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive vehicles. The closer to stock, the better. As far as realistic looking, not going to complain if you have a drift car with that body on it. Not going to complain one bit. Obviously, if it's something like that, which I'll get into, it's not a drift car. It's too fast. it's going to be nuts. So, I will. Two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive have their own separate driving classes. I'm not going to put a four-wheel drive with a two-wheel drive because they do not drift the same. As much as we all think they do not. Once again, turning. I'm going to move this down here for now. Obviously, we see the difference between two-wheel drive drift compared to four-wheel drive. Turning is not even close. So I'm not going to put $1,000 to a $1,500 vehicle in with a $500 vehicle. Like I said, the two-wheel drives will be a little easier to drift. That's not pushing four-wheel drive drift cars to the side. It's just keeping everything in a class of its own. So, I will figure out once I see my four-wheel drive does. Yeah, some of them do. Not saying that. It's just, like I said, if I see your four-wheel drive can compete with a two-wheel drive and your driving ability is the same, then if you guys want to run tandem with the four-wheel drive, two-wheel drive, that's fine. Like I said, on that day, I'll be able to see and figure out more of people's driving abilities. Most people that come out with a four-wheel drive drift car, I've seen them run, and some of them get a little carried away and they start smashing things and they can't control the car. So I'm not against putting a four-wheel drive with a two-wheel drive if the driver's abilities are there. Scott, you're knowing you for as long as I have, your driving abilities are probably going to be a little bit better than somebody that just started a week ago. So I wanted, well, no, it's, I'm just saying that seeing some people with the four-wheel drive drift cars, they think it's the same as a rally, and they're going to bring a rally car that they used a week ago at the rally races to the drift event, and it's going to perform the same. I just don't want somebody with $1,500 in their car and then somebody just bought a TT02. Four drives can't ever get the same drift angles. And Nikita, yes. That's what I'm saying. What Nikita said is basically what I'm saying. Sometimes they perform a little different. You give it a little goose around the throttle, all-wheel drive is going to react different than a two-wheel drive with a nice spin and a gyro and so on and so forth. Like I said, there's nothing against four-wheel drives. I do not have... Listen, this thing's all-wheel drive, and I have a blast with it. This thing was four-wheel drive, and then now it's two-wheel drive, and I have a blast with it. Obviously, it's not a drift car. It's a phaser. It's something completely different. This one, set up to drift, which I haven't even had a chance to use it. And it's going to perform differently right off the bat. Two-wheel drive can basically drive completely sideways. Correct. And that's all I'm saying. And then I have nothing against the four-wheel drives. Like I said, if I see a good driver driving a four-wheel drive doing really well, and I think he would compare good to, let's say, JP or Josh running. I mean, I know there's probably a couple other out there, but those are the ones that I mainly see drifting, and they do really well. So I will put you with them as long as I know that the driving ability is good, but I won't know that until the day of. Very rare four-wheel drive can keep an angle and hit zones like a two-wheel drive. Correct. But like I said, to be fair, I just want everybody to have fun. I don't want to get in a debate of why four-wheel drives are better than two-wheel drives or why my four-wheel drive ain't with the two-wheel drives. That will be determined the day of. Like I said, I mean, this is the first for me throwing an event like this. This will be the first seeing if there are better drift drivers out there. there is no drift events here for RC, so I never got to see them. I got to see rallies, I got to see crawling, I get to see bashers, I get to see construction. I've seen just about everything and how people react to different things and how they drive different things. I have yet to see too many people showing off sweet drifting. Obviously, we're going to have beginners, we're going to have veterans, we're going to have a little bit of everything. So the day of, I will have Josh, Tom, myself, JP, keeping an eye on. I think Mike Crawl's coming too, so he can probably help as well. Keeping an eye on everybody. And then, like I said, if we do the tandems and we need an extra person and we see somebody from the 4-wheel drives drifting as good as 2-wheel drives, I don't mind putting them in there. The pink and black is hitting. Eventually. I still don't even have the body mounted yet. And these ain't the wheels I'll run. These are just show wheels. They just look neat. Obviously, they're probably useless on anything. Very rare. Okay. But yes, this is not a 2-wheel drive versus 4-wheel drive debate. Everybody makes good points. Like I said, it all comes down to driving ability. But like I said, we'll determine that the day of, and then we'll go from there. I don't want to put somebody good with somebody that's an amateur that can't control anything and things are getting damaged. Everybody gets mad. We've seen that at other events, and I just want everybody to have a good time, and that's it. So, time to runs. Obviously, we will determine the times depending on drivers. I'll definitely do the best, as well as JP and so on and so forth. I'll determine the times that day. Obviously, we're going to have a lot of people, I hope, coming out. Don't get discouraged if you have a GTO2 and you never drifted. Throw some drift tires on it. Come and try it. Fields probably has some drift tires in stock. We may have some laying around that you can use for your vehicle that day, and some loaners. Like I said, don't get discouraged if you have a TTO2. Put that thing on 2S and just slow your driving. Borrow some drift tires, buy some drift tires. Obviously, maybe some hard plastic. JP will know more of that. Oh, sorry, I missed a couple questions or comments. Can hang flags from your construction equipment to tap? Yes, I have my excavator. I have the dump truck. I'm going to bring a couple of the campers out back that I will hang some stuff off of. So during the week, I'll make some stuff out of wooden dowels and some string and some little rubber ping pong balls or something like that you guys can bump without damaging body parts. Got me some asphalt and rough concrete tires coming. Should slide pretty good. That's awesome. Yeah, like I said, I mean, I'm not 100% into the drifting as far as knowing what tires and wheels and this and that to use. Like I said, my forte is not the drift aspect. It's basically throwing events. I'm like a bit over glorified party planner. If you want me to show you how to crawl real good and slow, I'm your man. You want me to show you how to go fast and smash something, I'm your man. If you want me to show you how to take an excavator and load a dump truck, I'm your man. If you want me to build you an RC crawler course, I'm your man. Other than that, there's other people out there that can handle the questions. JP is one of them, and it seems like Nikita is another one. So I'll print some drift tap obstacles. If you can do that, that's awesome. Like I said, I want your third run by yourself doing freestyle. Therefore, hopefully my T-Mobile internet box works out there perfectly so I can do a live stream as much as possible to show off how the West New York community comes together for events and the driving ability. So your first 2 runs, if you're doing bad and your freestyle does good, awesome. Like I said, you can buy more runs, after your 3 runs, but I'm going to try to make it. I would like for you guys to get 20 minutes a run or so, maybe even more. depending on how many people sign up. I'll have a couple of sets of drift tires to loan out. I will probably have a set as well. Can hit me up anytime. Yes. So DVRK, RC, and Gaming. That is also Jonathan Pauly on Facebook. Did you pull the half shafts or center shafts on the Phaser? I pulled everything. I pulled the center shaft. I pulled the center shaft and the half shafts. Everything is out. This thing just does burnouts and rear at the rear end, and it is perfect. Definitely not going to drift with it. Probably could throw some drift tires on it, but I'll end up smacking something up because it's overpowered for what we're doing. Probably if I practiced a little bit, it would probably work well, but I'm not going to practice with it. Let's face it. So once again, timed runs, that'll be determined. Definitely going to make it worth the trip so you guys all have fun. If you did terrible your first run, you have the second. If you do terrible at the second, you do terrible at the third, we'll work with you. I want everybody to have fun. Like I said, I mean, controlling the money aspect of it, that's not on me. I'm just trying to work with everybody and make everybody happy, and we can go from there, just so that we have more opportunities in the future to do more things like this. Let's see here. Okay, like I said, your third run will definitely be the freestyle. So you'll have a couple. The first one will probably be, just testing your rig, driving your rig, getting used to the course, getting used to the layout, getting used to how your vehicle slides, so on and so forth. Well, that's why, if anything, I'm going to try to make sure your first run, you get the max time as possible so you can learn the track layout. So if time's a restraint, your first run is going to be the most time. Then your second one is, I would love for, people to run tandem on the second run. Will it happen? Depending on driving style, probably not. I don't know. We'll find out that day. Like, third one will be by yourself. Don't get nervous. I know some people are under pressure when 20 million people are watching you drift. If you screw up, you screw up. I mean, it happens. But basically go out there and run, tap things. Do I get a clipboard? Yes, I'll give you a clipboard, a pen, and a piece of paper so that you look important, JP. But yeah, no, like I said, I mean, I want to have a sign-in sheet. I want to have basically a 3-tier. Have you drift before? Call yourself a rookie, amateur, expert. I want to know if you've drifted before because that'll help determine runs, timing, so on and so forth. Everybody will get the same amount of time. It's just I need to know where everybody stands so that I try to make it as even as possible and as fun as possible. That's why I would like anybody that is standing around the track, JP, Mike Crawl, if you come out, Tom, myself, Josh. Therefore, when you go up to start, they'll know your name, they'll know your skill level, and then they can keep track of how good you do so that we know for the next round if we should do you tandem, by yourself, so on and so forth. Drift games, parking challenge, limbo, last man standing. That I did not, because we literally only have less than a week to plan this. So I didn't get the chance to do any of that. Obviously, we can probably try to do a limbo contest depending on how much time we have and how many people we have coming. So last man standing, probably not, because I have a feeling in the West New York community, not having much to drift, I have a feeling we're not going to have many pro drivers and it's going to get a little awkward. So that I probably will kick to the side. And if this happens again, then we'll know people's skill levels and then we can go forward to doing more. Literally, still got a bunch to do, and we have what, only 4 to 5 days left to get this going. And I still got to pack up after this. I got to pack up all my computer equipment, all my cameras, try to get cars, try to get some stuff built. So we could probably do a limbo contest. I didn't really have time to get in touch with too many companies to get more prizes and stuff, because something like that, I would have loved to get stuff away. All I really was able to do, talk to Fields to get the drift car to raffle off. I got a bunch of scale concrete barriers. I'm going to bring mine too. I have a bunch of yellow Jersey barriers that need to get scuffed up to look the part. And just to let you know, when you're in New Jersey, they will fine you if you hit one. I know that for a fact. Parking challenge would be easy to set up, and the 4-wheel drive will have a good chance at it as well. Like I said, I mean, if we can figure stuff out that day, I mean, like I said, I don't know how many participants we're going to have. If we don't have that many and we have time to do that, I'm cool with it 100%. I'm just trying to get the basics. If we see how many people sign up when we do a driver's meeting in the beginning of the day, then we can announce a limbo contest. Limbo contest ain't going to be that hard. What do we need? A piece of string, and that's it, really. We can find stuff to hang it off of and lower it as we go, so not a big deal. We can create that on the fly. Like I said, I just don't know how many people we have drifting in the West New York area. As far as I know, I only see a consistent 5 to 10. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm all confused. I got back from vacation. I literally stayed up late last night creating a bunch of flyers for a bunch of events, and been running around today. Sorry. I'm just all over the place. Sorry. But if we can set that up the day of, and it doesn't take much time. Yes, as far as I remember, that's what I thought too. I'm in the real car mode, and I'm used to taking the windshield off a car and trying to go as low as possible in that one. So, like I said, I have scale cones. I have full size regular size RC cones as well. I know Josh has a bunch, so if we have to set things up, that's fine. I really don't know. I didn't see how much room we really have, and get closer and closer. I have to drift through them without hitting. I'll put that up so people can get an idea of what we're talking about. So, like I said, if we have time, we can set that stuff up after the 3 runs, and then maybe throw a couple bucks in a pot or something like that, winner takes all kind of thing. I'm cool with that. Anything to have people have fun. Like I said, I just don't know how many people we're going to have signed up. I don't know how much time we're going to need. Like I said, but I'm cool with that as well. And like I said, when we see how many people sign up and we figure out timing, then we can figure out stuff after the 3 runs. So I'm cool with that. Definitely. Third run will be a freestyle. Okay. We will do a 50-50 that day as well for the RC community. So you will have a chance to win some money that day as well. We will also have the raffle that, let's see. Like I said, we'll have the raffle as well. I had one of these. I didn't have no problems with it. It's set up pretty good with the right tires on it. It did pretty well. But we will be raffling that off as well. I'll have tickets. I don't know the price of the tickets yet. Probably do an arm's length for $10 or something like that. I'll announce that the day of as well. Once again, thank you to Fields Hobby for always helping out in the community as far as making sure there's stuff to raffle off or give away for events. Like I said, I mean, they are always in the loop and helping us out as well as everybody else in the RC community when it comes time for events. Best thing is when we break stuff, we always go in there and they laugh at us about it. So as they're taking our money for it. But once again, thank you. Thank you, Fields, for always donating for my stupidity as well as everybody else's when it comes to throwing last second events and having fun doing so. All right. Since I am always one of those people that will tell you where money is going, everybody thinks it's always in my pocket because I've heard it. You know, people think words don't get out. Word does get out. So money raised for raffles and the 50-50, I will be donating some of that to the Big Indian Drift Pit as a thank you for allowing us to do this. And then the rest will go in the pot to help pay for the haul for the car show at the end of the summer, which I am still working on details. That's why nobody's heard much about it. So the money will get dispersed into other events. So if you're wondering where the money's going to, that's where it's going to. Not in my pocket for a rainy day. It's going back to Big Indian as well as the car show to pay for the haul that everybody likes because it has AC in the summertime. So, the time and the date, we already know it will be, let's put the other flyer up. Okay, that's the date, time, and address. Let's see here. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Well, that's the address. So obviously most of us know where the Big Indian. That's why your picture's up there. First of all, you got the Big Indian sticker on there, and I think it was appropriate. But between you and Josh and Alex's car, they are pretty sweet. Yes, I put the phaser on there just because it looks cool. I didn't put this one on there, even though I probably should have. But like I said, date, time, everything's there. $10 entry fee at the gate. 1/10 scale 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive drift cars. Tamiya RC drift car, spec chassis. You guys seen the picture, so you guys know what that raffle will be. It'll probably be $10 for an arm's length. Nothing too crazy. But like I said, Big Indian has done us a favor for allowing us to be part of something like this, and I hope we get a good turnout so that they can see it's definitely worth them doing this again and giving us a place to do this. According to the picture I seen from JP, the pavilions are a nice, shiny, smooth concrete. Correct. Yes. So basically, it's $10 for 3 runs. They wanted me to do $5 a run, but I think it's just easier paying a $10 and get 3 runs. Obviously, I can't see 50 to 100 people showing up with drift cars unless people have them hidden, which would be sweet because, like I said, I see the same few people over and over again showing off their cars, showing off their skill. So if there are some closet drifters that I haven't seen yet, that's awesome. Like I said, I mean, we have till 8 p.m. So if you're hanging around that long, obviously we'll try to make the time go as much as possible so that you get as much run time as possible. Obviously, I'm not running, so that frees up time. I don't know if JP is running. I hope he is. I know Josh is running, and I think our buddy Mike Crawl is running as well. Not sure. So if they're not running, then that frees up more time so people can do more singles to practice more. I know a lot of people like doing tandems and, follow the leader and stuff like that. So we'll go and figure that out the day of, and then, maybe we'll ask for some input and see what some of you want to do. So I don't feel like I'm the person making the rules. I just want everybody to have fun. I like when people throw their input out. So that's great. I'll tandem with Josh to show off if he's down. I already know Josh is down. You already know that too, JP. So yeah, I mean that's fine. I mean, maybe at the beginning you guys can let it rip, and so people can start seeing the track layout, seeing how the cars perform, the 2-wheel drive and the 4-wheel drive. I'd like to see the 4-wheel drives ripping around. So you get, okay, so 2 to 3 hours of drift time on one battery. That makes sense. Like I said, Paul told me that there is power at the pavilion, so if we have to make a charging table, that's fine. My weird van is set up with power and everything as well, so if we have to charge other stuff, that's fine. I know we did a 7-hour live stream and the van battery didn't die at all. So I mean, we have things to charge batteries. So and I already told you guys what I didn't tell you. I already mentioned the difference between 4-wheel drive, 2-wheel drives. You guys offered your input as well for the 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive drift cars. Like I said, I will not segregate the two. If you're good with a 4-wheel drive and I see you can compete, and so does everybody else, you can compete with the 2-wheel drive without any damage or anything, then we'll tandem you guys up. Please don't come here with 1/10, 1/14 scale, things like this. As much as I would love to see these things rip around, obviously they're not going to do what they need to do on the course. I don't want everybody ripping around and then next thing you know they're smashing into the scale items or the RCs that we have spread around the course. Same thing with the phasers, the Kyoshos. Obviously, this is not meant to drift. So, I mean, if that's all you have and you put a set of drift tires on there and you can do some throttle control, then fine. I mean, I don't mind putting you guys out there by yourselves, but take it easy. Like I said, we're going to have some scale items and stuff like that. I don't want to see anything get destroyed. But I also want everybody to have fun. Like I said, I don't know really what these do on, I'm just going to remove this real quick. I don't know what these things do as far as with drift tires on there, but obviously I know the turning ability isn't that great. So, I mean, if you throw drift tires on it and we can put you in your own kind of class with the certain 4-wheel drives or all-wheel drives, then fine. If you have a crawler and you bring it, unless it looks the part, of an actual drift vehicle. It's lowered. Like I know some folks have a, the C10s and stuff like that that are on drift chassis and stuff like that. That's fine. I think Eric Weber showed off his. That's fine. I'm cool with that. Like I said, I just want everybody to have fun. Like I said, we have from 10 o'clock to 8 o'clock to play around. So obviously, I know some of you will be walking away and going to see the drift cars and other things as well, going to get food. The food and everything, obviously, they're handling all that. So we know it'll be a pay to eat kind of thing. So I don't know if they're allowing drinks and stuff like that. Obviously, that's their portion of it, but the RC portion is going to be different as far as what can happen. If there is any questions or any concerns that day, please bring them up, whether to me or you guys will know Tom, or you guys will meet JP as well if you don't know him already. Same thing with Josh. Josh will be the one that is not talking to anybody and look mad. Josh, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. But he's got that RBF, that resting bitch face. He always looks angry, but he's really not. But like I said, anything you see or hear or think of, bring to my attention, so that, like I said, 10 to 8, we have a lot of time to try different stuff and to see what works for future events if this goes well. So, once again, I mean, if you do have a Phaser that looks the part and you do put drift tires on it and you run a 2S battery and you have some kind of throttle control, maybe we will make a separate class for that, as long as nothing gets destroyed. Like I said, I mean, we will have scale items and stuff like that around the track to look the part of a RC or a drift course and drift track. So I don't want to see anything getting smashed up or damaged. But I mean, other than that, it's pretty self-explanatory. I figured I would also mention that I will be doing another live on Friday night just to re-go over some stuff the night before. Yes. Yeah. Don't. That's why I like the wheels on this, because they are plastic. I would rather try to keep it 4-wheel drive and or all-wheel drive, depending on how people know them, drift cars. So all-wheel drive, 2-wheel drive drift cars is really what I would like to see. I know obviously not everybody has the money to go out and buy a drift car when they already spent money on something like the Phaser and stuff like that. Like I said, I mean, these are not metal wheels. These are plastic. The ones on the Phaser are plastic. I would hate to see things getting destroyed, especially if you're tandeming with somebody and you do good your first run, think you could tandem, and then next thing you know, you whack somebody or do good on your first run by yourself, and then tandem, and then next thing you know, you're nervous or something like that, and you keep hitting the person. I don't really want to see that, unless you're backing off and kind of keeping your distance, then fine. But I know we all don't have the money to buy awesome drift cars. So I will be a little lenient. I will just move you away from the other drift cars. And if I do see that, you're just going out there and throttle jockeying it, then I will give you your money back, and you can go on somewhere else. Only because I see the time and effort that a lot of these folks put into the drift cars, and I don't want to see people just coming and smashing things up. Last rally, that's all I seen was people getting their stuff destroyed. I don't want that happening here, which Dave has some ideas for that. So that's on him. But once again, I see the time and money people put into their stuff. So that's the only reason why I'm saying it the way I'm saying it. Not trying to be a pain in the butt or a dickhead. But like I said, you go to a drift event, they're not smashing into each other. I don't want to see it in the RC drift portion as well. Like I said, there's quite a bit of money into this one as well. Good paint job, nice body. I don't want to see it getting smashed up. Josh, obviously, Nikita, I'm assuming you have a drift car that probably looks really good and has some good stuff in it. JP, I know all you guys do, and I see it. And there was another person, that's been drifting as well, and I think he's setting stuff up or get-togethers at Eastern Hills Mall, I want to say. And it looks like he's got some good stuff and some money into his. So I would hate to see stuff like that happen to people's vehicles. So I'm not trying to be a dickhead, but I will try to keep you away from those vehicles as far as competing. Well, I really shouldn't say competing, but having fun. So as far as that, any other input, any other suggestions, comments? Like I said, I still got a lot to do before Friday. You could say I don't have a touring car with drift tires. Correct. Okay. Yeah. That's, like I said, I got a drift car. I barely even got a chance to run it yet. Because usually when I throw these events, I'm running around doing other things. I don't even get to ever compete in them. The RC swap meet a few months ago, same thing. I brought vehicles, didn't get to use them. I really didn't get to talk to everybody like I wanted to as well. So I'm hoping this one is a little laid back. Yeah, JP, laugh it up. But like I said, I also don't want to discourage people from getting into it. You know, like I said, I mean, if you can control the throttle, run a 2S battery, and you put some plastic drift wheels on something like a phaser, I will put you in. Like I said, we have from 10 o'clock to 8 o'clock. I don't mind putting you into a different class of your own, just so that you can get the gist of driving on a drift track and how tight the turns are and stuff like that, and hopefully encourage you to get an actual drift car. I mean, the hobby shouldn't discourage, but I also know that drifting, if you watch the drifting events, you will see that there's a lot of care that goes into it. People do get mad when you smash up their $1,500 RC car. So, hey, Donnie Bates, how you doing, buddy? Sorry if that was real loud. I'm just kidding. His name's Danny Bates. Don't make the same mistake I did. Yes, like JP just said, there is a lot of finesse involved. Like I said, I do not want to discourage somebody from not potentially getting into a new aspect, especially if this works out with, you know, Paul Fox, Eric White, and I don't know if somebody else is throwing this event and they're just hosting it or what, but probably should find that out. But I don't want to discourage people from eventually getting into something that may work out for more involved, such as, you know, maybe big Indian drift pit, they ask us to do more, or, you know, like I said, I really don't know. The consistently throwing events thing is tough. I mean, I know, folks like JP and, Josh and Tom and the guys at Fields, a lot of people know how involved the back end is, even with RC events. So, in saying that, I would like to see more events like this, especially for drifting, because we don't really have much here as far as drifting. I love it because it can be technical, like crawling and trying to get that smoothness. Correct. I mean, it's a mindset of controlling your vehicle. I mean, just like crawling, pick where your tires are going, how much speed you need to get up that rock, how much you need to do. It's the same thing. How much throttle you need to give it around the turn, and so on and so. I know the gyro helps with the turning and stuff like that, but you also have, where to judge, especially in the freestyle. You got to judge where your bumper is going to be, and so on and so forth to hit that obstacle. 2 hours in all directions, at least to the closest. Correct. We don't have nothing here for this. So the more people that come out and show support, maybe it'll turn into a consistent thing. Hopefully, I don't have to keep throwing these events, and I could teach somebody else how to throw the events, which would be great. But I know it's not a one-person thing, and been doing this for, I don't know, JP, I think you've been with me from the beginning, and so have a few others. I don't know if they're all on here. I know the view count keeps going up and down. So, but I've been doing this for several years, and for several years, every event I throw gets bigger and crazier. And proof was the the Variety Club swap meet. I met people that I've never met before, coming from Rochester and Syracuse and Dansville and a few from PA. Our buddy Jared from PA, which we haven't seen him quite often lately, but he comes and shows support. So having people come from all over the place and doing an event like this will maybe show people that from Ohio or something that may come to an event that we throw. We don't have nothing here. Let's show some support. Let's bring more RC drift stuff here and make it a cool, good thing. Like I said, I mean, that's why I don't really want to discourage people to not come and bring a certain car. Bring plastic drift tires. I'll tell you one thing, the Phaser is the easiest thing in the world to make two-wheel drive. So, and it has the punch to, get the back end out. Believe me, I know I've had this thing whipping around turns like crazy, and that's with the rubber tires. I mean, long as it looks the part as a realistic vehicle, I mean, obviously I don't really want crawlers coming with drift tires. That's not, what the event is for. I don't want you to bring your Slash with drift tires. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, the Kyosho Phaser came out with the they got so many realistic bodies. Throw some drift tires on it, bring it out. We'll put you in a class. Just be careful. Read the track rules. Respect the track. Respect everybody else. Respect Big Indian Drift Pit. Let's show them that the RC community is great. Because believe me, I mean, I met so many cool people through doing this. Some of them are still my best friends. Talk every day or twice a week. Still pick on each other. And they've been great. And I keep meeting new ones over and over again. And most of them have been great. Some of them haven't been, but it is what it is. But mostly everybody has been great. Mostly everybody comes out, and I'm going to just write down a couple things that you guys said so that I have a mental remembrance for that day. But yeah, do we know what at the location the RC course is going to be set up at? They did not give me a pavilion number, but at the gate, just ask, or I'm going to try to get more info. JP, did they tell you a pavilion number? Because Paul Fox didn't have an answer for me for that. But But I mean, I think all the pavilions are near each other, so it shouldn't be too hard to find us. But I'll keep on that as well. There's a pavilion in front of the pit. Oh, so that's the one we're definitely going with. Yeah, I didn't know if it was for sure that one or because Paul Fox didn't really give me the pavilion number or anything. So I know there's a few of them there. So yeah, okay. So the pavilion in front of the pit. I asked them to let me bring my van in because I have a lot of equipment and a lot of stuff to bring, and I'm not walking from the parking lot all the way back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's just not feasible, especially when I got to bring the tents, I got to bring tables, and so my big green van should be there. Look for all the RC cars, Chris Perry. That's what Nikita said. But like I said, they'll know at the gate. So if you do have to ask, a follow up question, I'm going to try to have my phone on me and answer as much information as possible. But once things start going, I probably won't be paying attention to my phone too much. So if you try to get a hold of me that day during the day, probably in the beginning of the day, it'll be fine. But like I said, I want to try to keep. I'm not smart either, believe me. But yeah, like I said, I mean, I don't want to. Again, I know I'm repeating myself. I do not want to discourage people from coming out and having fun. Like I said, I mean, if you put plastic drift tires on it, you show me you got plastic drift tires, and you run something like this, and you can have throttle control. I will put you by yourself to run something like this because I have seen people run some cars in two-wheel drive that ain't drift cars, and they do really well. Just because they consistently drive it and they practice with it and they know how to control it. So, like I said, I mean, it may also push you in the direction of saying, okay, I'm seeing, some of you guys run and you guys are good, and they sit there and see that, oh man, oh yeah, maybe getting this drift chassis would work for me, blah 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 blah. So if we can get more people into it, and then it grows around here, and then we can have more events like this in certain places, then that's awesome. So want to kind of keep it growing, and will there be a couple tables available to set up at by chance? I'm bringing a few, and I'm pretty sure Eric owns a bunch of tents and tables and stuff, so I can always get more from them the day of. But I'm bringing a bunch of tables, and I'm only going to have a couple things set up. So literally, I mean, for my live stream stuff, I really don't need a table. I have my stands and stuff like that. So I have a few 6 foot, few 4 foots. If you have a table that is set up for your own, I can bring my folding table if need be. I mean, if you want to, that's fine. I know some people have certain tables that work perfectly for them. But I'm going to, as time gets closer, I told Paul that I will keep in touch with him. I'm trying to keep track of the numbers so I know how many tables we need. So, before the weekend, they can. I'm sorry if you already covered this, but is this a drift event for 1-to-1 cars as well as RC? Yes, Danny, that is correct. This is a 3-day event that they have set up. So, as you can see, this is a 3-day event. We're only there Saturday. So don't go by their pricing. Like I said, running the drift cars and stuff like that, it's at $10 at the door, or 3 runs, so on and so forth. We're trying to make it so that you guys didn't have to pay a $20 entrance fee and then come over and then have to pay a $10 race fee from us. So this is what we came up with. Pay the $10 at the door, yada yada yada. If you're coming just to watch, they're going to charge you the 20 spectator pass, day pass. Okay, So $10 day pass. So that's what they're going to probably charge you if you're just coming to watch. Sorry if I said $20 earlier. There's been some confusion back and forth. I got back from vacation and I've been trying to rush to get the flyer done and get in touch with Fields and so on and so forth. So now that most of the stuff is done, now I just got to concentrate on, some obstacles and so on and so forth. So yes, it's 1-to-1 cars, as well as the RC drift cars. Obviously, they'll probably have food trucks and all that other stuff the day of. If you're running an RC car, drift car, you don't need a helmet, so don't pay attention to this flyer. Because even though I love to see a lot of you guys standing there with a helmet on while you're running an RC drift car, because it would be amusement to me, but you don't have to do that. So, like I said, keep the comments, questions coming. I think most of yous are on the Reckless RC Facebook page. I posted it on West New York Scalers. If you're on there, posted it. I'm pretty sure I posted on JP's DVRK page as well. There's another page we got to share it to. We will. It's on our Reckless RC YouTube dedicated Facebook page as well. You can wear a helmet if you aren't driving a car and just want to walk in with a helmet. I am fine with that too. I'm not going to lie. I was at the drag strip the one time and I was just hanging out in the pits like I normally do when I go there. And I got in the face with a piece of rubber before. So you never know what's going to go flying in the air. So sometimes a face mask and a helmet works. I was looking forward to that part. Really make it realistic with the helmets on for RC. Like I said, I am known for wearing the dumbest hats in the world. And I got a flight cap up there. I got hard hats. I got raccoon hats and all kinds of weird stuff. So I'm known for wearing some weird stuff on my head. So a motocross helmet or a half helmet with one of the spikes on the top would work perfectly. To be honest with you, I don't have the white suit, but I have a all white motorcycle helmet kind of like that. So if I can find a white suit, I will do it, but it's probably going to be warm that day. So yeah, you ain't going to catch me in that suit. If anything, you're going to catch me in a Speedo and a tank top. But I don't know what the weather's supposed to be like, but lucky enough, we're under the pavilion. So we should be safe. Everybody keeps telling me it's supposed to rain all week. And I missed my mouth because I was trying to talk and drink at the same time. And I didn't know the water bottle was completely filled to the top. So lucky enough, this is a full bar underneath this table. I have everything I need. So if you don't believe me, this is a full bar. I'm not going to show you the name, but you guys can figure it out. Yes, this is a full bar that I work and do these live streams at. And I don't even drink. Well, not that much anyways. So, I was kidding, but if we get more... I may still buy a couple things to give away. Like I said, I'm still recovering from the swap meet and spending a lot of money on that for the charity event. So the less money I have to spend on this one, the better. I was kidding, but if we get more than one person, I'm doing it. Like I said, I don't know what kind of hat I'll be wearing. If it's a hot day and a rainy day, it'll probably be, probably something like this. And if it's let's see here. I don't know why you guys are making me do this. Okay. And if it's a cool day, I might wear my flight cap and my goggles. So yeah, who knows? Who knows? I was kidding, but if we get more, to be honest with you, if we make a post of it, I guarantee somebody would do it. Is that the hat from the Jurassic Park guy? How'd you know? How'd you know? That would be my brother. He used to drive around in the first axial deadbolt. I think that was the one with the Falcon tires and stuff like that. Sponsored tags on it. He used to drive around with I think it was a T-Rex in the driver's seat, and the head would stick out of the cage. And every time I rolled over, we just were waiting for that head to pop off, and it never did. So, but once again, I mean, I just want everybody to have fun. I don't really want to be the guy because it's not a sanctioned event. It's not a competition. We're all out to have fun. The one-to-one guys will never talk to us if we all wear helmets. I'm not even going to comment on that because I probably wouldn't want to talk to me either, especially if I was wearing that flight cap and a pair of shorty shorts and a tank top to stay cool. Because at the end of the day, most of you guys know I have no filter sometimes, and I have no care what people think of me and how they judge me. So, yeah. But once again, like I said, I just want everybody to come out and have fun. I'm not going to sit there and push you away if you come, ready to run with one of these things, as long as you put plastic drift tires on it and keep it to a minimum as far as, ripping around the track. Like I said, this is not a sanctioned event, obviously. This is not a full-blown competition. So I really don't want to be too judgmental, and I don't want to push people away that may want to get into the drift scene for the RCs. I think it would be cool to have more around here for something like this. So to me, I mean, like I said, I mean, I would really hate to really be a stickler on consistent rules. Obviously, I don't want full-blown rally cars ripping around the course because that's not what it's intended for. Somebody remind me to bring a broom too so that we can, I'm going to write it down, but sometimes writing it down, we still forget. I would like to keep the track as clean as possible with stones and stuff like that. If you have to step on the track, just be courteous of what's around you. Like I said, I will be bringing some stuff to hang some obstacles for the freestyle off of. Probably my excavator and boom the arm out and have something dropped. They're pressure washing it. Yeah, but we already know if somebody steps on the course. Yeah, I just got a message from Josh. Bring a broom and a leaf blower. So, but I know they're going to pressure wash it. That's cool, but we already know if something happens and somebody's got to step on the course that things are going to happen. So if we can sweep them up and try to keep that course the track as clean as possible, so that the drift cars ain't hitting pebbles and stuff like that. But I wrote it down to bring a push broom. So I got my cones at the door. I'm gonna load up my van. Hopefully by Wednesday or Thursday night I'll have everything loaded up. So therefore, I'll have everything we should need. Should be enough. Like I said, with tables and stuff like that, I'm going to be setting up some of my trailers that are lit up around the course too. Obviously, I know some of us are nerds and like to take pictures and videos and stuff like that. So I'm gonna try to make it so that it kind of looks the part. I'm still designing some 1/10 scale or close to them campers, like modular homes. I've kind of finished one so far. I still got to do a little bit more to it. But I mean, if this turns into a regular thing and it's worth my time and everybody else's time that put these on, I will bring some more of that stuff out. Loading and unloading is a day job in its own, which we already know when we do events. It happens. It's just part of the job. So there should be way more enough room for a scale tent. I think JP usually brings his out too. JP, you still got yours as well. But yeah, like I said, I just want this event to be able to show them guys at the Big Indian Drift Pit that this RC stuff is a real deal around here. Obviously, when they see our groups growing like they are, the Scalers, the Reckless RC page. I mean, half these groups I never knew would ever grow when I started this. I think, there's videos out there, me saying it before. I thought I was only going to get 300 people in my group max. And now we're at, I think, almost 1,000. And it seems like every day I get about 150 notifications of new posts or comments in the group pages, specifically ours. The Scalers, I see a lot happening in there as well. Let's hope this is a first for more to come. I think it will. I think it will be, especially if there's a draw and they see people coming around. I know Paul and everybody else. Paul Fox, he's the one that was trying to get us all involved into doing something like this. So I feel he'll be coming over to us and checking on us just to see how things are going. And like I said, to me personally, if I was running this event, I would want to see income, and not trying to make anybody spend money, but going as a business and somebody that has thrown events and has seen the behind the scenes of how concert events work and so on and so forth. Somebody that has helped put on car shows, helped with events, marketing, so on and so forth. I would look at it as a financial aspect. If I seen all these folks coming with wristbands for the RC portion of it, then I would want to do more. You know what I mean? If they made a few $100 off of RC, I would have a feeling that they would say, let's bring them back. We made a few $100 off of them last time and, it seemed like everybody had a good time. Let's do it again. So obviously, as a business and somebody that has to pay for lights and pay for vendors and this and that, obviously it's going to be a money thing as far as making sure that it's something that is worth the time and the effort. I'm not saying that I'm trying to get rich off of it, but if I was somebody that, like the Variety Club, I mean, I'm full disclosure. I'll tell you guys anything. I didn't make anything from the swap meet. Hopefully Samantha's not watching this, but I had almost $800 out of pocket for giveaways and stuff like that. Things I had to buy, clipboards, notebooks, pens, blah, 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 blah. The list will keep going. So I didn't have to pay because I donated all the money to charity. But rental, if I had to pay for the rental hall, it would have been $350 for the hall. So Big Indian Drift Pit, same thing. They have to pay to keep the lights on. They have to pay bands. They have to pay any maintenance for the track. They have to pay people to work it. So same thing. If I seen that it was worth it financially to bring us back as, the RC community, then cool. So like I said, they're probably going to look at it as a financial aspect as far as, is it worth us bringing RC back financially? So, which I really think it will be, but that's for them to determine it and me to keep in contact with them to make sure everything's good. I know there's some other folks out there that, talk to them as well. So I think it will be a positive. I think that even if we don't have a lot of people participate, I have a feeling that a lot of the RC folks are going to come and show up and show support because they always do. I know a lot of them are from the Southern Tier, so I have a feeling that it will probably be a big thing. Um, like I said, sorry about that. The joys of running your business and doing a YouTube channel. I'll definitely be paying for extra runs, normally run on a real track for hours. See, there you go. I mean, obviously, I'm going to pay not to run only because mostly everybody that's been commenting and most of the folks that know me in the RC community, I don't mind. I don't mind just giving money away if it helps, keep the RC community going. So that's not a big deal. Coming from a racing and drag racing aspect, same thing. I mean, if this was RC drag, I mean, there may be chances to do something like that there. I'm also going to work on trying to set something up for us folks with drag cars that want to run them. Just finally got the Camaro pretty much 100% done. Ready to rock and roll on that. I want to run that. I want to run my Traxxas Slash. So I will be working on other stuff like that as well. But if we can incorporate that with Big Indian Drift Pit, awesome. So hopefully this goes off. We have enough support to show them that the drifting is a thing, as well as, some drag racing and stuff like that, because I know they're car guys. So if we could show them that there's drag racing, rally racing, whatever, maybe we can work out more in the future. But that's awesome seeing more people that are actually in on real tracks, in real cars, one-to-one doing things. Like I said, I don't drift, but I'll go quarter mile, eighth of a mile in a drag car. I have one, so it's not anything new to me. That's why I'm probably so in depth into these stupid things and throw money at them because of being into the one-to-ones. But like I said, I mean, Nikita, let's keep in touch as far as with JP and stuff to make sure we have time to do some more stuff that day. I think we're gonna have plenty of time to do a bunch of runs. We'll have plenty of time to do some extras. 10 o'clock to 8 p.m. It's not like it's a 10 to 4. I mean, this time we have till 8 o'clock. I know I'll have Tom with me, so he'll be able to help me out. JP will be able to help me out. So if we gotta stop for a second and set stuff up, I know we'll be able to do it. But once again, I just want to make sure that everybody knows the rules. It looks out for each other. Doesn't do any demo derby stuff. Let's just all have fun, but be alert. Obviously, I know they're not one-to-one cars. People don't get hurt, but I do know, and it sucks I have to say this again, but after seeing one of the last events racing, I don't want to see people's $1,500, $1,000 vehicles getting smacked up consistently. So let's just be alert, have fun, and look out for each other. Any problems, any concerns, please bring it to my attention. I know most of yous. I know we keep dropping, and I don't know if most of the people are still watching, but you guys know that I have your back when it comes to making sure that everything goes off a hitch and there's no drama, no bull crap, nothing like that. I'm all for making sure everybody's having fun. So, like I said, if we have to set some of that stuff up to do more, that's fine. I just didn't have the time to go ahead and plan 5 million things. This week is a disaster as far as work schedule and stuff. So to meet with JP and Josh and Tom and all that to get things dialed in just wasn't an option. I literally got back from a little vacation on Saturday afternoon, and I've been working ever since. So, like I said, let's have fun. Let's show them that this community comes together for some fun stuff. Hopefully, we can get more people into the drift scene with the RC stuff. JP, don't be scaring them away and telling them how much everything costs at first. Same thing with Josh, if you're watching this. Don't be scaring anybody away and telling them they're going to be spending $1,000 right off the bat. Because I know how much is invested in some of your guys' cars. And listen, lucky enough, I bought off JP and most of the stuff was done. I didn't really have to do too much. But I already know the controller I have for it was almost $450. So that alone was a big cost. So, yeah, JP, I'm throwing you under the bus. JP, bring some of your bodies that you wanted to sell. Maybe you can sell them. But like I said, there's really not much more I think we need to really talk about. Cheaper to build one than buy ready to run and upgrade later. Correct. And I've heard nothing but positive things so far about the Red Cat. So as far as I have been watching reviews and people doing the chassis kit on the Red Cats, it looks like that is another top contender to purchase. So I'm well under 1,000, and I think I got a solid starting point. Yes, especially if you've already bought something that's already done. I mean, like I tell everybody, whether it's crawling, racing, whatever it is, don't get me wrong. I am not a spokesperson for RC. Lots of sub 500 options that are competitive. Correct. Also, Red Cat RDS is the best way to go. Thank you. I said the same thing. Buddy Josh built one. And like I said, I've been watching them, and they really are. They're pretty much everything I see from Red Cat. I mean, once they started going with the Gen 8 and slowly getting into the drift and stuff like that, they have come a long way. My Gen 8 is unstoppable and unbeatable in many different occasions. So if people are nervous about Red Cat, I beat the ever-loving shit out of my Gen 8, and it handles every bit of it. And I only broke it once out of my own stupidity when a tire was locked. I full throttled it and snapped. What did I snap on that one? That one was the outer portal hub cover, whatever the heck it is. So, like I said, they can handle some abuse. They work really well. And Red Cat is the only ready to run and kit that comes with a carburetor. Correct. Me and Josh were just talking about that yesterday. Me, Josh, and Mike Kroll were talking about that yesterday. That carbon fiber chassis. The guy from Tandem helped develop. Yep, me and Josh were talking about that too. He dialed that chassis in really good. I'm not trying to go and. Yep. Man, you guys are on fire today. Like, I don't even have to say nothing. You guys can talk amongst yourself. But no, like I said, I mean, there are cheap options. And like I always tell everybody right off the bat, if you buy something, don't start throwing money into it. Drive it first. I am not a main spokesperson for RC at all. It's just several years ago when I just started throwing money into vehicles and realized that 90% of the time I heard the performance. So now over the years, I drive the vehicle, hence the backyard course. It allowed me to test things. Yes, seat time. Learning the vehicle, knowing your capabilities, and then knowing what needs to be upgraded to help you compete. that's pretty much the way to go. Like I said, crawler's the same way. I take a crawler right out to the backyard course, handle it on the rocks, so on and so forth, and then I change things up from there. Do I need more travel? Do I need a better tire? Does it do this? Does it? Same thing with a drift car is gonna, drift car. Same thing with a rally car. Same thing with a drag car. Obviously, there's rules right now for the drifting we do around here. There's no rules or regulations. If we know it's going to grow here, then we can start doing the competitive way and making sure everything's down to spec. But right now, we're all out just to have fun, get to know your car, upgrade little by little, see what works, see what doesn't work. Obviously, suspension. Yeah, there we go. I don't know what the heck just happened, but I know the internet bill's paid. Oh shoot, probably because we've been on for 2 hours and that's this thing telling me, hey, go do something. But once again, don't just throw money at something. I hate seeing people spend $350 on motor and ESC setup and then realize it wasn't what they should have did. They should have went with something else. But on that note, obviously we'll all keep in touch with each other. We will do another probably live stream on Friday evening. I'll probably have my buddy Tom with me because we plan on doing a little tech talk as well. So we'll be doing that Friday. We'll just be going over some more information. I'm going to keep on the watch of the event page and see how many people we have that may possibly show up. I know we can't really go by that, but it seems like from everybody commenting, there are quite a few people out there that are into the drifting and want to know more about it. So that's awesome. Any questions, concerns, comments, obviously you guys can stop at the Reckless page, ask them. You guys can go to the event page, ask them. Shoot me a message. Obviously, the address is at the bottom of the screen. Been scrolling there for an hour and 45 minutes. So you guys should have that implanted in your head. But Flyer has mostly all the basic info. But let's all get together, have fun. There's a few people that commented that I haven't really met in person yet, so that's cool. I get to see and meet new people, create weird and crazy fun friendships, and keep the RC community growing in Western New York, because since 2020, I have seen it grow like crazy, and it just doesn't seem to be stopping. People don't pay their bills, but they always have money for RC stuff. So that is kind of neat. But yeah, keep in touch. We'll come up with some ideas. Hopefully we can do some more obstacles and fun stuff the day of. But like I said, I mean, that will be determined. But I think from 10 o'clock to 8 o'clock, I think we'll be able to do a bunch of fun stuff. Because 90% of the time I see people that will probably leave by 4 o'clock, and that'll leave the rest of the evening to do whatever. So any questions, feel free to ask them. And like I said, we'll see you guys Friday night. I gotta get with Tom. I'll post a time that we will be going live, probably around 8:30, 9 o'clock. I'm hoping. I don't know where we'll be doing it. Maybe his place, my place, somewhere. I have no idea. But we'll do the live stream. Best thing about having the van in power, ran to it, I can live stream from anywhere pretty much. So, but until next time, thank you for joining in. Let's have fun. Let's show them what the RC community can do and how big it really is. And let's get more RC drift stuff going on here. So thank you for joining me in my stupidity, and we'll keep this going. See you guys. Right. Take care.